You are now tuned into the one and only
All Out Truth Channel. The true HALLOWED Network.
We are the Real GLOBEBUSTERZ.
Please turn your volume to max. And be prepared for
Team HALLOWED.
Awake Souls and Event Skeptic.
now. Back again. With yet another outstanding debunk video. Broadcasting worldwide. Beyond the lies and deception. Soar to the highest of heights, down to the darkest of deceptions. Nothing can stop.
Team HALLOWED.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And in the opposing corner, Team Satan. And in the opposing corner, TKO.
Your best community for top news and information regarding simulation reality, Christianity, and flat earth proof. You have now reached the first ever simulation nation realization. We are beyond flat earth.
Team HALLOWED.
TKO!
And we are back. How is everyone doing?
Hey, brother. Hello to the chat.
Nice.
ROTR and Twitwit.
Yeah, what up, Techie? What up, Twitwit? Thanks for letting me know. The link's down. They screw with us. We are the most censored Christian flat earth channel.
Yeah, well, it seems that you can speak about a whole bunch of different truths, but you just can't speak about being in a simulation. You can't speak about Christianity as being the truth. Those seem to be the things that get you excluded real quick.
Totally. So how's everyone's week going? What's up, Multi Tom Tom? You are on the chat live. Yeah, you made it. Thank you for everyone showing up.
That's awesome. So what I would like to do is play the video that I posted this morning and talk about that a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering how you wanted to lead into that, if you just wanted to go straight into that. But it was pleasant for me to see your clouds behind the sun footage. I was thankful that you finally got another one uploaded. I've been waiting long enough. Thank you, brother. Good job.
Yeah, so I'll talk to that. This last week, I've sort of been knocked down, not knocked out, but knocked down where, there's secular life. There's keeping up with bills and the reality of the things that you just have to do to exist in this world. And then there's, we've been covering tough topics where we're calling out shills. And of course, we get a lot of blowback on that. And there's a certain point, regardless of who you are, what your spiritual practice is, that once you've dealt with a certain amount of negativity, it's always depleting you. Always. So for me, I had to sort of go back inside, go back to a lot of these spiritual practices that I learned during that Eastern religion pursuit that I went through, looking for enlightenment. I went to back to a lot of those practices and sort of, well, for me, bringing myself back to the exact instant of now is the most powerful. The future can leave you always worried and wondering, and the past is often filled with regret. That's the reason why a lot of people go back to the past. Sometimes they go back for good memories, but probably more for regret. So bringing myself back to the instant of now, what is it that I'm facing? What do I have to deal with? I just had to keep putting one foot in front of the other, doing the daily things that needed to be done. And I did take a little bit of a break from YouTube and all that. And actually, I kept my eye on it. I didn't watch all the videos, but sort of just kept tabs on it. And I don't feel like I missed a whole lot. I felt like it was a good time to take a little break.
Yeah, well, I can attest to having to call out people in this fellow community. I've been through it with the hoax community. I've been through it with the flat earth twice now. This whole truthing thing, it can have a real negative connotation to it. We can so easily get sucked into a darkness because no one else is out here calling out the fake Christian, the Satanists, and
I wouldn't say nobody else.
There are a few channels, but
Enslaved by Media did he did that video recently, which I wanted to republish. During this last week, I sort of checked out a little bit. There was a few things that I wanted to do. I wanted to republish his video. I think it was fantastic. But so there's a few people.
Yeah, Mike from Flat Earth Photography. He did a really nice job. You had Dave's video. Flat Earth Reset sometimes puts out good videos. I'm practicing with the new can you hear the sound effects?
It actually comes through a little too strong, and sort of you can probably do it pretty quiet.
Okay, thanks, man. Well, on my end, you can barely hear it.
Okay.
We are trying to wake people up, and I am broadcasting tonight from the new studio. I'm in Antarctica. As you can see, I'm getting a nice tan. The sun is up for 24 hours, circling above my head in Antarctica. Yeah, 50 days. It's up for 50 days.
No, it's not. There's no footage of that. You would think if it actually happened, there would be footage of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is absolutely zero proof that the sun circles above your head at any time. Actually, it circles latitudinally. No, so instead of it being parallel around your head, it is what was that word? Lateral. So it's circling like, down. It's not going down.
I'm seeing your eyeball over a city background.
Oh, yeah. I guess we can go with the map. If anybody wants to know what map we use, this is our map. Yeah, the sun, it goes out here, and then it comes back here. So, you guys can't see my but yeah, it doesn't circle right around like that. It goes out to here and then it comes back. But anyways, I'm not good with the green screen. Let's get into your video. What I wanted to say was I was really pleasantly surprised to see that you had filmed that footage. Where are you? You're just north of Antarctica, right?
No, I'm in Austin, 30 degrees north latitude. And I've been stumped for a long time as far as getting good clouds behind the sun footage. Other people have been getting it. So Flat Earth Photography, Enslaved by Media, these are other P900 photographers that are capturing it. They've been filling in where I've really been stumped for a long time. And this morning I looked out at the sunrise and I saw the clouds at a distance where I thought to myself, if I drive to my spot, I'm going to get about another mile away from here and it might be just right for clouds behind the sun. So
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, Tim Osmond's in the chat trolling with his fake event Skeptic. Look, I just wanted to tell people when you see a channel like this, you know that it's not me. What's up, Tim? How do you like my green screen? No green screen glitches for you today, buddy. Have to go bother Jaron or someone else. What's up? Enslaved by Media joined us, Jay.
Awesome. He's had some really great videos. I wanted to let you know that my plan was to take a couple of the videos that you did recently and repost them. Just add my comments as far as what I saw in it that was fantastic. And so I need to get back on the ball. You've been doing a great job. I'm sorry that
You mean level on the plane? Sorry.
Sorry, I was a little beat down, but strength came back this morning when I went to go film the sunrise. There was something in the back of my head that as soon as I saw it and had the thought, all of a sudden I realized, well, I got to go do this now. And so I went, grabbed the camera, the tripod, made sure the batteries were charged and there was enough room on the card, and went out there and got there before the sun rose up. And you can watch through the footage. You can clearly see that this is one sunrise that was taken this morning, and you can see the way it comes up and out of the trees. You can see the way it goes up into a layer of clouds, and you can see as it does that, there's clearly clouds behind the sun, and there's a section where a flock of birds fly across the sun, and I'm saying that they went behind, and I'm just putting my neck out there a little bit because I've seen other instances that were much more clear, much more definitive. But I've gotten a sense for seeing when they go in front and when they go behind. I run the footage through a bunch of different filters, and you can usually see that if they went in front, that you're going to get, in the black and white, the negative, the embossed filter is one of the best. Yeah, you'll see that it went in front, but some you see they go behind, and I didn't even go through the effort with these. I want somebody to just sort of pick on one little aspect where I might be wrong in one instance, just to get somebody to come into a debate. I'm really pulling the branches down, hanging the fruit low, looking for somebody that's going to take the bait.
Well, I thought Jaron and what's his name, Tim Osmond, were going to come on. I guess that was just a hoax. They don't want to give us the views, apparently.
No, they don't want to give us the views.
They're not afraid to debate us, though. But it's more about the view.
I mean, that is another thing. I've said this so many times, and I'm going to continue to say this over and over and over. I am going to find a way to antagonize one of these guys into a debate eventually. I will push it to whatever limit I have to get that. And if I never do get that, I will destroy their credibility all the way along. Yeah. Intensely. Mm-hmm. And that is my goal. I stated openly, there's no secrets here. My goal is to get one of these popular Flat Earth channels into a debate with you and I, on Beyond Flat Earth,
2v2.
With the cameras on over our shoulders, no earpieces. We'll have to figure out the mic setup somehow, but we know how these guys operate. We know that they do read from scripts. It's pretty obvious in a lot of their shows.
Yeah, without a doubt. We know that we can hear them, and sometimes they even reference them, while they're reading the monologue. They'll read like the two Jaron or two Morgal or two Bob. Total. It's pretty funny when we hear it. I heard Russell Brand show. Do you know who Russell Brand is, Jason?
Yeah, he not well.
He's that British guy. Was married to Katy Perry. Mm-hmm. So Mark Sargent was interviewed on his radio show. Mark did pretty good, except for the whole circling sun and moon model thing, a flat disc with an ice wall surrounding it. I wish Mark would just come and debate us if he feels that he's going to be a spokesman for Flat Earth and he's going to go around spouting lies. Not to take this in a negative direction, but I'm really disappointed in you, Mark Sargent. I call you out as a coward, someone who's spreading disinformation and doing so as a leader of this community. But we're getting so far off topic, Jason. I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's all right. Let's go back to that footage that I shot this morning. This, to me, this is my roots in this whole Flat Earth YouTube channel thing. I saw Eric DeBay in his footage of stars from a P900, and I had to see it for myself. So I went out and got one, and I found out a whole bunch of things that I wasn't expecting when I got it. And it's things like when you're filming a sunset, you can clearly see clouds behind it. When you're filming a sunrise, the same thing. People are catching it with the moon. Yeah, this is really important. And the people that are trying to debunk it all come from the same groups. It's so telling. They're all part of this COINTEL shill network. It's obvious if you just look at the people that drop these comments. You know, that's been debunked, and they have some sort of explanation for, you know, the brightness of the sun is somehow what's causing this. All a person has to do is just stop and think for themselves for just a second. Just take a look at who they're getting this information from, what that network is, who they're always fighting against. And it's really, really clear. So it's clouds behind the sun that is really one of the easiest ways a person can prove to themselves that they're in a simulation. So all you need is a high-powered zoom camera, I would say 50x or better. So you don't need to have the P900 at 83x. 50x or better. Once you've seen this a few times, people that have seen this, I know all the flat earth photographers that are seeing this, and honest people, they're standing up and saying, yes, this is for real. They can see it with their eyes now, just looking at it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's mostly P900 photographers. Would like to say that we're flat earth photographers, but until we have that water level test completed, we're still searchers of the earth. We're earthers that are searching for the truth, right? The P900 and what you've exposed with all of the channels, ROTR now, ListExic, NawiJa, QNFi, Flat Earth Photography, Dave from Enslaved by Media, and yourself, I think are some of the top-notch photographers and flat earth seekers. And I just want to commend you all. And yeah, that was all I had to chime in for. Take it away.
Yeah, well, the water level test is one of those things that it seems redundant to go through all the steps, but it is something that you can just show to somebody, hey, how do you debunk this? There is no way to debunk this. The water level test is guaranteed proof that you're in a flat earth. And so the flat earth is just one of these fulcrums or leverage points that I really like, because once you know earth is flat, then all you have to do is look up and you'll be able to tell that you're in a simulation. The angles of the sunrise, the angles of the sunset, and then this closeness of being able to see clouds behind the sun, these are definite proofs that we are in a simulation. And so what I'll do now is just go into the screen share. And so this is what I shot this morning. Move. Lucifer's behind this song. If you want to debate me, let's do it. I'll show everybody all the footage of the clouds behind the sun. So will enslaved by media. So will flat earth photography. So will QNP. Hey, Wide Awake, why don't you show us something like this? How about any popular flat earth channel? Why won't you talk about this? Let's debate it. Ronnie and I are waiting for you.
So
So that
Was
was my
anyone-
morning.
anyone, yeah, it was blessed. So was mine. But is there anyone who's going to step up to the challenge? Are you guys all going to be cowards, or someone going to come out here and Mick West us? We're waiting. I don't think we're going to get anything, right?
I'm just figuring out how to get out of the screen I was in. I gotta know.
Look at this. This got to be like a truth is stranger than fiction troll. I am that I am. Okay, so the I am that I am, if you look at the word Lord in all caps, right before Yahweh says I am that I am, he says, I am Yahweh. I am that I am. If he doesn't say I am that I am, he says, I am Yahweh. I am that I am. Not I am that I am. You're missing the I am Yahweh. Okay, I don't have to say it again.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
people, yeah, they love to take things out of context in order to, spin things a certain way. But all you have to do is point to people, look at what it says right before it, and it's very, very clear.
It's 7,000 times does that word Yahweh show up in the scriptures, ladies and gentlemen. But we don't have to harp on that over and over and over again. Is there any comments in the chat for Jason's amazing birds and sunrise through the clouds?
Well,
I'll
what I would
screen
like
share,
to ask the chat is, what's your favorite clouds behind the sun footage? So some of my favorite, I've got Listexic, I've got a Naui Ja, I've got a flat earth photography, that all of those, I was like, man, these all blew away stuff that I had. This one this morning I thought was pretty good. I think it's top contender. But what is your favorite clouds behind the sun footage? Whose footage is it? What channel is it?
Naui Ja. I reposted it on my channel with Dallas Green. Maybe we'll at the end of this broadcast, could we maybe end with that song, that video?
The one we just played?
No.
Oh, what?
My favorite clouds behind the sun video. Okay.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's the Naui Ja one. It's Dallas Green cover. Okay, Tim, I don't want to ban you, man. Just go away. Just go away, bro. We're not gonna ban you. You can run your mouth and say broke back, whatever. It's, you know how dumb that is, man. We are both straight Christians. Even the scripture.
Please put the chat back up. I'd like to address Tim.
Yeah. Here he is. Going on his event skeptic.
Yeah, so this whole trolling us with suggesting that we're gay makes you look infantile. And we are men that are not attracted to men whatsoever. I never have been. Ronnie never has been. Not on our radar. Plus, we know that this is a forbidden thing by the creator, so we don't want the judgment that comes with it. We would never dabble in something like that.
Guess what he just said? And by the way, I've had some beautiful women in my life, and I can tell you, Yahweh made them perfect. Okay. But right now my focus is on the truth. Now, Tim says on the Fake Event Skeptic channel that he is banned on his main channel. Jason, could you weigh in there? Why would Tim be banned on here on Beyond Flat Earth?
He says he sniped me on GLOBEBUSTERZ. He has sniped us on Beyond Flat Earth.
He sniped us.
Who's ever heard of anybody else being sniped in YouTube? It's you and I, and it was done by Timmy, admitted by him. And of course, we are not giving you a platform that you can stand on and have any sort of control over us. It's the other way around. We invite you on to Beyond Flat Earth, and we will have you on, and you can say what you have to say, but this is going to be a debate, and we're going to debate things. We're going to show our evidence, and we're going to be on camera. It's going to be cameras on, no earpieces. All right. So this is real men having a real debate. And if you can't do that, your whole calling us gay and all this kind of stuff, you're a clown. You are a total clown. You have no credibility whatsoever. So you
like a
either
telephone tough guy. He's an internet tough guy. That's what he is.
Unless if you come on, face on, and doing an actual debate with us, you're a pansy with no credibility whatsoever.
And we've gone to your channels. Jason was on Jed Skeptic Media, and met with you, and you two got to batter him and play your ridiculous mind tricks that are like so daft. And then you've also sniped Jason while he was on the GLOBEBUSTERZ channel, or Bob did it and blamed you. We don't know. Or they paid you to do it. Who knows? And then, so you think we're going to go on your podcast when you already agreed, and you said you were going to bring a special buddy who is Jerry, and we were going to have this out, but obviously you guys aren't men enough to come on and talk about, we're men. We're here to defend what we believe. So yeah, debate. Yeah. On my terms. Jason has already outlined the terms. Why would you want to debate without a camera on? So people know you're not reading information. This is a debate of the minds. It's not a debate of what you can type into Google.
The terms are fair. There's nobody that can complain about the terms, but they are rules that are in place that will keep you from cheating, and it'll make it obvious that you have no ability to debate us without help from, off camera prompting and an earpiece type work. You can't do it on your own, and we're going to prove it. Just come on.
Mm-hmm. They won't. But so where did you want to go from here? But what's up, Jed Skeptic Media? You're supposed to be Flat Earth Media. We've proved to you that a map and model of a flat Earth works. You're still clowning around, I guess.
Yeah. I haven't seen him debunk one aspect of it whatsoever.
Nothing. Go Pac-Man. You guys are gay.
Oh,
Pac-Man and gay. Good. Oh, because I have a green screen malfunction. The guy goes and chops my head up. Like, what a loser. We're out here for the truth. This guy's out here to make fun of people out here for the truth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you're Christians. And you talk like this. You stand up for the truth. Come on, act like a Christian. Just sit down and hold your peace, man.
Yeah, that's another comment we keep getting. Besides the we don't need any proof. We've been getting that comment redundantly from flat earthers. We don't need proof because they don't want to support our test.
Well, I've got my comments, some of them left up that I'd sort of like to show. There's a troll that's gone psycho that I'd like to call out and really make a public awareness about this guy. He is a nutcase. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Did you want to go into?
You want to go to Vegas?
Let's go to Vegas.
Okay, let's do this. So I guess I'll like to weigh in a little bit here. Let me get the screen share up with Vegas and the chat. Why don't you tell me, Jason? What do you think of the Vegas talk?
Let's see. I heard about it from my ex-wife. She's like, "Did you hear about it?" And I had not seen anything about it through electronics. And I went, hoax. She's like, "What?" Like, "It's a hoax." She goes, "Well, you didn't know about it." And I'm like, "Where did you hear about it?" It was like, Twitter and mainstream media and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, hoax. So I didn't invest any of my effort, time, research into looking into this at all, because that's what they've always been. They've been hoaxes. They've been drills. They run a drill and then they pass it off as real. And so I'm not worried about it. They're hoaxes. Nobody got hurt. Nobody died, all that kind of stuff. It's a hoax, it's a drill. That's the way they've done it all the time. It appears that they do not want to bring the karma onto themselves for actually doing some sort of like satanic bloodletting ritual where a whole bunch of people die. It appears that because we're in a simulation and just controlling people's minds, controlling their thoughts is really all they need to do, because that's how reality is manifested. Just by having them so dumbed down and easily fooled, all they have to do is run a drill. And because everybody trusts the media and never thinks that the media could be in on this big of a lie, everybody just buys into it and accepts it.
Okay, that's well said. So for me to weigh on the situation, I've noticed that there's characters such as Max Malone and Daniel Pratt that are badgering the community and saying that the hoaxers are working for the New World Order as attorneys and disclaiming evidence. All I can see out here is truth researchers calling fake and saying, no, they're not going above and beyond that. They're saying, no, not yes, it's real. It's no, that was fake. And to start a division over that is disgusting. I think anyone who calls himself a truther and that is questioning someone from doing research should close their YouTube channel down and go home. So what I'm showing you right here, this is off of the Nevada LasVegasNow.com site. So this is the Nevada Homeland Security Plan's mock terrorist drill. So this came out, we don't know. I got this off of a High Impact Flicks channel. So the Homeland Security officials were already scheduled to meet in Las Vegas to go over safety concerns in the Las Vegas Valley. The Nevada Homeland Security Commission is very concerned about the attacks in London. So for the members, it serves as a reminder that we cannot let our guard down. For that very reason, on Monday, the Las Vegas Convention Center will become one mass casualty triage center, excuse me, for a mock terrorist drill. Excuse me. Excuse me. So where does it get into the meat and potatoes here of it? Okay, it's a 3-day test. So if you can notice anybody at the Las Vegas, they all had 3-day bracelets on. They were purple, and some of them had different colored pink and gray bracelets on. If you check all of the interviews from all of the crisis actors, they all have the bracelet. It was 3-day. Jason, do you want to weigh in here?
No, like I said, I didn't really invest much time and effort into this, because when I hear it on the mainstream media, I know that the way they do these things is as drills.
Yeah, well, and then you can see here, so the drill that they were planning for that was supposed to get started, what did it say here? On Monday. And it happened, what was it, a Sunday night at midnight, or was it a Saturday? It was Sunday night. This happened going into Monday, right? So it was a mock terrorist drill. They needed to prepare for 200 critical patients. It was in a terrorist attack. Doesn't that sound awfully familiar? Oh, they said 500, right? But they weren't critical.
Right.
There was only 500 wounded. One aspect of the exercise deals with the transit. So I remember when the drill went live, I was watching Right Side Broadcasting. Looking Her Up is Looking Her Up. He does a great job. I do believe he works for Trump. I followed him since before the elections. He was the one news site that Trump allowed in. So I heard there was like people jumping into vehicles, and they were like trying to transport as many people to the hospital as possible when the fake drill went live right away. It was like scrambles. I don't know if you saw any of that footage.
No, I did not. I did not follow this one.
So all people have to do is go back to Right Side Broadcasting's YouTube channel, go to the actual date of the attack, watch his live stream. You're going to see the people it's like they're laughing. There's like regular people just carrying body after body after. So this is exactly, this is what they had planned. And we know that this is what they do, ladies and gentlemen. I don't hear too many people talking about this. I wanted to add this to I think it's completely 100% fake. Do you have the clip, the Dan Pratt video to screen share?
Which one's that?
The one that we had that the link came out of for the cup moving?
I don't have it up. Do you have it?
I'll get it.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's give Dan big shout out. Daniel Pratt. What's up, buddy? See, this is what real truthers do. We don't hide and say like Daniel Bristol or, you know, nobody says our names, Jason.
Yeah, let's see how the chat's doing.
I'm looking at it.
Hey, chat. What's on your mind? Let's hear what you got to
Play
say.
this?
Quick last one of the day, probably. But I'm going to leave the link down. I haven't had time to watch it. It's 4 hours long, but I know this guy was in Vegas.
This is not the right video.
The position, anyways, he's got a whole video.
Dan says that it's real, everybody. The shooting was real. And you're a terrorist if you believe anything else. Right?
Well, yeah, Dan is he's under heat right now. I call him a shill. You call him a shill. Enslaved by Media called him a shill. And that's ruffled some feathers with a group of people that really thought that, you know, Dan was legit. So it's interesting to just watch and see, you know, who clucks. And you can sort of see groups of people that are all associated with each other when you stir the pot like that.
Totally. It exposes them all. I haven't found that video yet. It wasn't that one. Maybe it's this one. But, you know, this is what he's saying is true. You know, it can't be this one because he would have had the link posted. It should be in your history.
What is it you're looking for?
The video of the guy kicking the cup moving in Vegas. I was supposed to be part of the Vegas skit here.
Was that a video of Dan's?
Yeah. Well, there was a link from Dan's to that.
Okay.
Come up here. You should be able to find it. Sorry about the dead air, ladies and gentlemen. Was it the Richie from Boston challenge? Oh, I think I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Can you see the screen? So this is the video.
All right, one more time to
That's not sharing right now.
Okay, good. Thank you. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I thought you had this one. I thought wrong. Can you see it? Just going to speed it up a little bit. That's fine. Anything from the chat yet?
All right, one more time to explain it to you people, because you keep putting words in my mouth and you keep either ignoring, flat out blatantly fucking lying, or making up ridiculous theories about rubber bullets and pellet guns when I've repeatedly left a link that shows a cup jumping from a bullet hit with no one within 5 feet of the fucking thing. You can say it was a squib. You can say it was a firecracker. You see a guy walk and kick the cups all around it right before. It was just some fucking cups laying on the ground. Are you telling me if they're shooting with pellet guns or rubber bullets, it's any less terrifying than if they were using real bullets? And you're telling me that makes more sense than the government that kills people every fucking day didn't just kill some more people? Again, am I saying the numbers they say are correct? Absolutely not. Am I saying I know for sure anybody died? Absolutely not. Am I saying I know for sure nobody died? You damn sure better bet absolutely not. But it really seems like people that I know are smarter than this. Why do you think I'm going to leave it again? The video that destroys the hoax narrative only has 750 fucking views. Do you think it's because all the auto hoaxers won't share it?
Okay.
Because
I heard enough. I'll share it, Dan. Where's this link that you so brilliantly share? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, everyone can see. I'm showing this live. So here we go. Let's large screen this. Let's slow this down. I want to slow this right down. Let's watch this. You ready, Jason? We're all shills. Flat earthers won't share it. We're sharing it. Here it goes. Watch your eyes on this cup. Wait, should I annotate? Hang on. Annotate.
Yeah, I didn't catch it at first. It took a couple looks to see what they were pointing out.
Where is it? It's this cup, right?
No, it's a little bit farther to the left. Well, that's close. That might be it.
Let's see.
See, yeah, it was one to the left.
Yeah, it was this one. Hang on. Clear all. Okay, right off the bat though, this is some really grainy, crappy footage. I don't even know if cell phone cameras have cameras that are this bad, or it's because we're zoomed in. That to me looks like wind. You hear me, Dan? I'm gonna rewind that. Everyone, keep your eyes on this cup. And if the wind blows in a cup, usually the wider end will stay planted and the cup will do a circle. I don't know if anyone's witnessed this in their life, but this is, was that a bullet that hit it? I don't know. You tell me, Jason.
Well, what I do is I look at all the other people, just walking casually, groups of people standing around, and we're supposed to think that this is all happening while bullets are still flying.
That was a bullet.
Nobody flinched. Not a person flinched.
Yeah, it didn't really kick up any concrete or any debris from the ground.
What would you do if you heard a bullet hit a cup right in front of you? Well, I guess the guy did move a little.
Let's see.
Guy in the white shirt flinches a little.
That's a little bit late. You know what gets me?
How is it just one person does that and nobody else does?
Yeah, why isn't the guy filming duck? If someone's raining fire down on my head, Dan, you think I'm gonna duck? I'm gonna stand up and film it? Look at this scene, Dan. This is staged. Look at all these people are all lying. These people are all dead, Dan. You're telling me this is real because this friggin' cup is moving, but yet you're gonna tell me all 200 of these people are dead?
And while they're laying there dead, these people are just standing in these groups, walking the way they are.
Yeah, these people are just chilling right here. Are these people praying, Dan? This is your evidence? Oh my gosh. This is a joke. That Dan, you need to close your channel down. Okay, it's great when we see the cup move, which could have been the wind because that happens. It's a light plastic cup.
Or they could have set up this shot to be the one clip that they play, just like the flat earth uses, was it 5 or 6 photographs of an ice wall, and we there's an ice wall. We have 5 or 6 photographs, and boom, there's an ice wall.
63,000 miles around. That's what Jaron said, right?
They come up with how many CGI footages did they have of the sun circling off into the distance? How many were there?
David Weiss was the champion of we could draw it. Clear all.
But there was only like 3 or 4 of them, right?
David Weiss had all the circling sun stuff. Sorry. There was only one. There was one animation that was used in the north that they tried to say was proof that the sun was circling. Remember?
Well, I'm just talking about David had the going across a prairie or whatever, and it starts out small and then it gets big and then it gets small again while it's circling. There was maybe about 5 or 6 of those that were being promoted. There was the 24-hour circling sun. How many videos would you say were promoting that idea? 4 or 5?
Yeah.
So it appears that the Satanists, the deceivers, really just only go the lengths as far as putting 4 or 5 out there, and they know that the majority of people, after they see one, their confirmation bias will kick in, and they will stop looking. So just to have 4 or 5 works out for them. So it takes a researcher that's willing to go past looking at 4 or 5 CGI faked clips of something in order to realize that, hey, this is just deception.
So yeah, the exercise was, to find their defects and where they were slowing down in case that this does happen one day. This was to test the local response, the Nevada Homeland Security. This was a drill, people. This was a drill, and they went live with it. Anyone that's been breaking these down, apparently the guy who invented the word hoax, Jason, doesn't know what a drill is. So,
well, I just want to be clear when you say went live with it. When I hear that, I think the TV crews show up and they go live with it. Like
that's not what I mean.
They start promoting this like it's real, even though it's a drill. What do you mean?
Well, yeah, they're filming constantly, and then there's a producer that'll say, okay, go live with this clip, and then they do that for a series of days where they slow feed release. But they're filming. Sometimes they film these things in multiple stages, like Sandy Hook filming across town at another school.
Because they're probably still well into these post-interview sessions, and then they'll end up in like the 60-minute, big drama on television where somebody's going to tell their story, and there's going to be donation things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same every time.
Yeah, the GoFundMe's open up, but really what the truth behind it is they film a bunch of scenes, they edit them together, and then they use those exercises to test the people in the city, but they also do it to brainwash the community. And being here in Austin, I don't know if Canada has the same rules around propaganda. We probably do. I remember in the 70s, a group of reporters were actually held up. There was a fight between cops and reporters, and the reporters were trying to hold the cops accountable for being crooked. But after that went down in the 70s in Canada, I don't think reporting has ever been fair. And you told me that it's propaganda. Anything on TV is basically like the movies, right?
It is. It's
entertainment,
make-believe world, entertainment. I just want to say to Multi-Tom, he said their map has the correct orientation and time zones check out. And I want to say thank you so much. I don't know if you can really comprehend this, but you are actually the first person that's commented that they've done research to see whether or not the map actually checks out. And that's huge. Thank you so much. I know we probably disagree on other topics, but when it comes to analyzing the map, if that's something that you enjoy doing, we are open to correction on this, because all we are looking for is the truth. Like if the map isn't exactly like what we're showing, we would like to see how it would be exactly correct. So the research, taking a look into it. Thank you very, very much.
So the portals, we don't quite think the same as the portals. We think all directions, Multi-Tom, are portals. The map is repeating itself, and it is bound to 24 hours, the amount of time the sun takes to cross the entire map. Now, there are gates and portals where you could call an opening a portal, a portway. A portal would be where a ship would sail in. So you can measure the sun moving backwards and forwards in the sky using 6 portals, 3 for the north and 3 for the south, right? And you can get the sun's rise and sets with these portals. Also, the sun. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, I just was blowing a mosquito away, but yeah, for me the portal thing is it's a word that I don't quite understand. I would like to know a deeper understanding of the root of where portals comes from, because when I hear the word portals, I think of like Stargate type sci-fi, like being
Yeah, I took it down to the level of just explaining it to you like a portal in the ancient times would have been a portway. It would have been a section of area where a boat sailed through. You know, it would have been 30 feet wide. A portway. Yeah, I'm sure you've been on a boat and seen a port. That's what a portal is.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely going to be some stuff with us knowing that we're in a simulation that we still can't understand from the inside. So what action is taking place as far as when you go from one edge of the map and cross? It's actually the international date line. That is the edge of the map. So when you wrap it to a sphere, the two sides become the international date line. Don't ask me to explain it. It just happens. Do it in Blender and there it is.
Whoa. And it snaps to a 24-degree tilt.
Yeah. So what I do know is that the sizes and shapes of all the continents on Earth, that it needs to sort of look like that. You know, Florida has to look like that. The Gulf of Mexico has to look like that. The New York and Long Island and the coast of California and all that has to look like that for the people that are actually on the ground. So taking all that into account, and then if you know that Earth is flat, so this is the big divider between a large group of people. If you think that you're on a globe, this is, stop right there. You can't enter beyond this point. If you think the Earth might be flat, then you know that you need to have a flat two-dimensional map of Earth, and that the globe would actually be the distortion. So that's what we were looking for, is a flat two-dimensional map. But we knew about the northern star trails and the southern star trails. We knew about the, all the celestial
clockwise. One goes counterclockwise, one goes clockwise. At the equator, they go straight overhead. They appear to be moving straight, but really they're not, because of the magnetics and the lines of force on the Earth. They follow these lines, right? As you can see with this map, there's only one pole at the north. There's no magnetic pole and true north. There's only one north pole. And there could be the Iron Island there. There could be Mount Meru there. I am not saying that there is not a Mount Meru there.
Yeah. Well, and then the South Pole is still 1 point, but divided in half.
Into two.
And so the interesting thing is, this is something that Jaron, sort of confounded his audience with. Like, when he showed people magnetic declination maps, and he was moving around his little cursor information locator thing, and he would move it around in Antarctica, and he'd be like, you see, you move it from this point to this point, and it flips 180 degrees. And everybody's like, whoa, blown away. That's crazy. And he's like, see, we can't know anything about this world.
Yeah.
But but actually, when you look at Antarctica split like that, and you think about where those locations are around the map right there, and as he was moving his cursor around, it was between the split between Eastern and Western Australia that it split 180 degrees. It flipped.
Yeah, it flipped. He completely admitted it. Look, we got someone in the chat here. I like Flatter Pancake says, I believe AE map is 99% correct. Just add Hyperborea. This explains no 24-hour sun footage, which I agree with. Factor in sim theory for the luminaries. Not bad, but the AE map is not 99%. Oh, I guess you could say this does correct the AE map if you look at it that way.
No, the AE map requires a physical sun and moon traveling between the tropics, between the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. They are promoting a model that it's a physical, it's what provides the heat, right? So is it a fusion ball? Is it a nuclear furnace? Because it's got to provide the heat and the light, and it's only 32 miles in diameter and some 3,000 miles up, and it's down between the tropics, but that is what's providing our heat and our light source. And we know that it cannot be a physical object that is traveling, circling around a North Pole like that in a 24-hour span, because right now we are in the time period from the fall equinox to the spring equinox, where all you have to do is look at any location in the southern quote-unquote hemisphere of Earth and see that their sunrise is coming up south of east and it's setting south of west everywhere. So that is the type of the curvature that you would expect from a globe. And that's the reason why we were looking for a map that when you would take the map and wrap it onto a sphere, that it would behave the same way. And that is what we found.
Yes. And we found the reconciliation. Ugh. We found the map that properly splayed all of the different projections over each other and actually worked out the land masses to the grid. The magnetic declination lines, multi-tom do matter. There is only one north. That's correct. On our map, you can see one north, but because of the way that the time works and the way that the sun's path works, it almost looks like you could have an eastern Antarctica and a western Antarctica, right? So these lines, they all point south. Well, wherever you are on them, you have to find south. That's where you're pointed.
The lines that you think of as the longitude lines on this map are the magnetics.
That's right.
And take a look at a magnetic declination map and look at the correction but they won't show it to you on a map like this. We've tried to find that. They're going to show it to you on a regular like scroll like Mercator, and then you're going to see distortions, but that's what you would expect from a regular Mercator map. What you have to do is look at each location and then look at what the magnetic declination is on that map, and then check it on this map, and you'll see that, yeah, that is the way it would be.
The green line's the prime meridian, the two yellow are your tropics, and the red's your equator. And I'm lifting and lowering one map to show you this is now the declination lines, the latitudinal lines, which are now declination. And then there you have, again, there's your equator and your tropics. And then the other interesting thing with our simulation map and model is that we believe that the sphere or the sun and moon and planets or stars is actually rotating like this around us. And this is what we can observe. And I don't think anybody can really disprove that. I had a few clips of it. It was much better. There, see, so the sun and the moon are going vertically up, and then they're setting behind us as they set in the west. And this is what looks spherical. This is how we were fooled by the globulists, because of the way that the motions of these stars act. This is a simulation, ladies and gentlemen, and we have evidence. And this model right here actually represents everything that we see in reality, right down to it being on waters and the rising and the setting. So I don't know where you want to take it from here, Jason. I just want to keep pointing that out to people.
Yeah, well, just everybody go look at all the P900 footage of sunrises and sunsets and notice that it literally does rise from the ground. It does set to the ground, but it's happening at a distance to you that is relative to your distance to the horizon. So for a person like I, 6 foot, and clear land, flat land around them, that's 3 miles. Your circle of sight is really pretty small unless if things have elevation to them. So when you film the sunrise, sunset with something like a P900, it's something that's happening at about 3 miles. You'll see that the sun will come up. It rises up through the clouds. You know, depending on the cloud formation that you have, you may end up seeing clouds behind it or in front of it. It just depends. But it goes through that layer. It circles. It's like the whole arc is completely centered from your eyes right here. The whole path to your eyes. So if you're traveling, if you get in your car and you shoot west or east or north or south or whatever, that path is always being calculated as to like where you're located on the map. That determines your sunrise location, your sunset, time, the angle of the path as far as the angle that it rises at, sets at, your solar noon declination. That's all determined based on where you are on the grid, but it's all happening to you just based on your elevation, where you're at.
Yeah, your grid point and your elevation, those are all really great points. And like even this picture above my head here, I photographed with my camera during the eclipse. It's another simulation realization, right? This is the moon. We can prove to you where the moon was, that it was passing the sun at the same time. I know a lot of flat earthers want to say that it's not the moon, it's some Rahu or Brahu, but we can conclusively prove without a shadow of a doubt that it is the moon that is crossing in front of the sun's path. And the only way that the sunlight could act like this is if this is a byproduct of a simulation. We're just going to keep harping this home until other people start to get it, or at least challenge us to a debate or come out and prove us wrong. I know you wanted to talk about that how to spot that video that we went over.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Do you have it up?
No, you have it up.
I got it. All right, so this is something that you just showed me, and this is on Zetetic Flat Earth, and it's titled Flat Earth Life Reality Series, Destroying Biblical Dogma, and then Lucifer. And so I don't know, it's only 4 minutes long. Are you going to be around? Do we want to stop as we go through, or do you want to talk about it afterwards? I'm just going to let it run.
Of who Satan is and where he came from. Do you remember the first time you heard a story about Lucifer as a fallen angel? When I found out who and what Lucifer was, I was thoroughly shocked. So how does the common story of Satan go? The story I was told as a little boy, the story you may have been told. He was a brilliant angel in heaven who swelled with pride and was cast out of heaven because of his rebellious acts. And it said that he took a third of the angels with him. And that left God as the one God in heaven and this nefarious, malicious creature roaming the earth to harm you and I. This is a very compelling story. The story of a cosmic angel cast out of heaven. Surely it can be found in the big book in great detail. This is supposed to be our source of truth in matters especially so important as Lucifer, a fallen angel. Well, did you know in the entire Bible, the word Lucifer only appears one time? In the hundreds of translations, the only Bible you'll find the word Lucifer in is the King James Version. Let's have a look. Isaiah 14:12 says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" That's it. That is the only place you're going to find the word Lucifer in the entire Bible. If that was really Satan, I thought I'd find the name Lucifer in several places in Scripture, but it was surprising to see it was nowhere else, in this one instance alone. Anyone who studies the Bible quickly learns that context is the paramount of biblical study. But why isn't context considered in this passage about Lucifer? Sure, we can read that one verse and think that's about some kind of a cosmic battle in the heavens. But when we look closely at the context, we can find out this passage is about a man. The Lucifer of the Old Testament is simply a fallen king. It means bright morning star. The word Hallel became a Latin word Luciferus, which means bright and shining one. And it referred to the planet Venus, which was known to be a god by the ancients. And this king didn't do his job as a ruler, so he was going to fall from heaven, is the way we see it written in the biblical metaphorical language. If we look to Christian biblical scholars such as Philip Yancey and Tim Stafford, they had no trouble seeing that the context was about a king. In the NIV Study Bible, they write, in context, Isaiah is describing the cruelly oppressive king of Babylon who swelled with pride and would be brought down to defeat. So we understand today, if you look at many versions other than the King James, that the word Lucifer is now correctly translated as bright morning star, or some similar term. Why is this correct? Well, quite simply, that's what the term meant to the writer who wrote in Isaiah 14:12. Not about Satan, not about a cosmic entity called Lucifer, but about a king. That is the truth about the origin of the Satan story as found in Scripture for what it is. The foundation for a cosmic entity called Satan being a fallen angel Lucifer doesn't exist anywhere in the Word of God. Oh, don't think I'm fooling myself. I know this is a huge topic and we can't cover it all in 3 or 4 minutes together. But in my book, Satan, Christianity's Other God, I cover the entire topic of Lucifer in great detail in chapter 8. In my second volume, Imagine There's No Satan, you'll find in chapter 9, Who Gave Satan His Names, more information that will really clear up for you why Lucifer is not a cosmic angel that we call Satan who was kicked out of heaven. Email me or go to my website, imaginenosatan.com, if you're interested in finding out more. Then, when someone asks you, did you know where Satan came from? You can tell them, yes, I do. He came from your head.
Wow. That was crazy.
Wow. Wow. Right?
That was really disturbing.
So what did you take from that besides, he picked on the word Lucifer, which, 6 months ago, I led a strong charge. I constantly had to rebuke Rosette because she kept using the word Lucifer, and I kept saying, whoa. Lucifer is the Yahushai administration, the morning child, the child of the morning. It had nothing to do with Satan, Hasatan, or Azazel. Did you want to?
Well, that's something that I learned. It was a truth that you brought to, our friendship, that I hadn't done any studies on that, but you had. And then since you brought it up, then I did my own. And it does turn out that the term Lucifer is not a personal name. It's not reference to Satan or one of the Satans, the devil or that. It's a reference to the morning star. And like you say it perfect. Let's hear it.
What, the reference of what that meant?
What does Lucifer mean?
The morning star administration. So it would be the star like Venus, because it rises in the morning. Yahushua is the morning star administration. So he was scoffing Azazel, Hasatan. He was saying, look how far you've fallen. You were as high as the highest star. You were the morning star. And
but
now
you've
look,
fallen.
You've fallen. And so if we go back into the scriptures and we want to talk about, so there's 23 times in the scriptures you're going to find out about Satan. It's not just one. It's not, he's saying there's no references in the Bible to Satan, but Satan is brought up constantly. They came together so that Satan would not tempt you. He's telling them to pray, be strong, stay with the armor of God, which was the word. The words of the Creator are the armor. It's not physical Batman outfits. It's the words.
True. Delivered in words.
Yeah, the one who does what is sinful is of the devil, because the devil has been sinning from the beginning, right? So he was always been a sinner. The devil, Satan, Hasatan. I could go through every one of these scriptures. I'll leave a link below. I won't go through them all. But Azazel, this is the one I wanted to talk about. So when we want to talk about who the beautiful morning star that was cast down to earth, we need to talk about Azazel. So in the Old Testament, in the book of Leviticus, they talked about Aaron, the high priest to Moses, had to go and get 2 goats. They both had to be sacrificed, one to Yahweh and one was sacrificed to Azazel. And the way they and this happened on Yom Kippur, but the way that they sacrificed the one to Azazel was they rode him to the mountain of Azazel. So they cut the throat of the one goat for Yahweh, and it quickly bleeds out, and then they prepare it and everybody eats it. Like that's how we eat cows, everybody. It's not anything more fancy than that. But Azazel, the second goat, they would let go and then they would chase it, and it would fall off the edge of the Mount Azazel into a pit. and die. Okay. Azazel was brought up in the book of Enoch and in multiple scrolls, which I haven't read this book of giants, Jason. This is going to be something I'm going to have to do a study to verify if this has the code and the keys. I haven't read this one. But there is definitely the book of Azazel. The book of Enoch, Azazel is in it. And Azazel was the one, the fall of the angels. He was attributed on Mount Hermon and the gathering place of the demons of old. So they were the ones that got together, the leaders and the watchers, and they said, we shall take women and men, we will take men to be of our own, and we will do this deed and we'll make this pact together. It was Azazel who read that and spoke that. He taught them warfare, swords, knives, shields, coats of mail. He taught women how to ornament the body and how to dye their hair and all of this stuff. So basically, just coming down here to get to the end of this. So the scapegoat was the one that they chased off the mountain. And where is it? Right at the end, it says that basically one of the chief. So there was a bunch of them. There was 1/3 that fell. There was a group of 200 angels, I believe, that decided to come down and to take women on their own. And those were the giants in the earth in those days. And where is it? Azazel is responsible for teaching. Where's the one? He is to be ascribed all.
Yes, that's the big one.
Yeah, all sin.
So the creator humps all this on Azazel, and it looks like Azazel was the leader of the rest of what we would call the Satans.
So
the Satans.
Yeah, Satan and other Hasatan, and there's other names, Beelzebub, there's Simiazaz. These are all titles. Just like Yahushai has titles. He's also known for Emmanuel. You'll have modern day Christians that try to promote that his name is Jesus. He was the Son of Man was another title. That the Word. But so Azazel has his, and it says here, the whole earth had been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin.
That was the leader.
As the leader. So this last video that Jason just played is an absolute joke. If anyone ever says that to you, you tell them you keep on believing that there's no Azazel, but I know for sure Enoch was so loved for what he had provided for the creator. He didn't die. He was translated.
It was such a setup. Let's just go back to this quick.
Yes.
Just going to jump back here a little bit.
Compelling story. The story of a...
So when you watch this video, pay attention to, he's got that strange green light on the side of his head. And it's through the whole video. Like, this is not natural. This is not normal. And then pay attention to the way the camera goes in and out and in and out. And then it zigzags around. It shakes like crazy. In and out in real random, erratic patterns with this green light on them. And then at the end, listen to all of his links where you can pay him for what he's doing and listen to what it is that he's promoting. So here's just a little clip.
Cosmic angel cast out of heaven. Surely it can be found in the big book in great detail. This is supposed to be our source of truth. It matters, especially so important as Lucifer, a fallen angel. Well, did you know in the entire Bible, the word Lucifer only appears one time? In the hundreds of translations, the only Bible you'll find the word Lucifer in is the King James Version. Let's have a look. Isaiah 14.
So let's watch him again.
Put it normal speed, please.
That is, right?
What?
Oh, no, it's a little fast.
Yeah. The sky is flat and simulated ROTR. I'm with you.
Really clear up for you why Lucifer is not a cosmic angel that we call Satan, who was kicked out of heaven.
In this video, he has one truth, that Lucifer is not Satan. And Ronnie, you have been preaching this for a long time. Lucifer is not Satan.
No, it's the Morning Star administration. Yahushai. It's Yahushai. Not Satan.
So that's what they do is they take one truth, just one itty bitty, just little bit of truth, and then they pack it full of all this demonic crap all over the place.
The shaking of his head and the way that the camera and that green light. Why would you set up that green light on the side of your head?
Yeah, just listen to.
Email me or go to my website, imaginalsatan.com.
Imaginal Satan. Now, how did we go from Lucifer is wrong to Satan's imaginary?
Imagine no Satan. That's what his .com is. Imagine no Satan. So because the word Lucifer means morning star, he immediately jumps to the fact that there's no Satan, even though I just showed you guys multiple scriptures. Over 40 I just showed you.
Promethean reclamation, Lucifer being Jesus. What do you say to that, Ronnie?
Yes, Yahushai is the morning star administration, and Lucifer was a Greek replacement transliteration of the morning star.
Yeah,
the bringer of light, and that is Yahushai.
Venus. So
Azazel was being mocked. Yahweh said to Azazel, "Look how far you've fallen. You were as high as the morning star, and now you've been cast down to the earth in the pits." Like they made the fallen goat. They chased the goat off the edge of the mountain so that it fell to its death. That's what happened to Azazel. It's that.
So the Jesuits and the Satanists and all those people, they twisted it around to make it look like Yahushai, or what people think of as Jesus, was that the morning star, this Lucifer, was the devil. That was the twist.
When it was they were pretending to be the false light, right? The true light is the light of Yahushai. Everything was created through that light. But it's incredible, the movements of the jerk of his head. It's incredible, the Satanist. And you, in the simulation video that you had, when you tell people what happened when we went to play that.
Well, I wanted to compare this to another video. We talked about it in our last hangout. It's a simulation video that I wanted to be able to deconstruct and once again take the truth out of it, because there was truth in it, but it had the same thing. It had this super herky-jerky video camera work. It had this eerie, awful music that was just terrible, so that it really tensed you up, made you uncomfortable, so that as you were hearing these truths, that you weren't enjoying it. It was awful. And that is the way they do it. They have a technique, and I want to expose it over and over and over every time we see it, so that people begin to spot it for themselves and realize that these are the Satanists putting out disinformation pieces.
Yes. Quickly, ROTR. Yes, Hyperbolia. You guys didn't hear me right. There could be a Mount Meru at the center of our map. Yes, not at the center, but at the north point. Yes, we are saying that is happening in our map. Somebody finally noticed.
It could. We
Very
don't
well
have
looks like it.
we don't have proof for or against, but there are a bunch of older manuscripts that suggest it, so it could very well be true.
And it looks like it would fit on our map as well. The way at the north there, where all the magnetics point to.
It's interesting because we're in a simulation, right? So the whole property of a compass pointing to the north, that could just all be programmed part of the simulation, or there could be a magnetic thing up there but see, we are in a simulation. So it's, you get to this point where you try to dig down into certain details, and you're like, you realize you can't know for sure, but it can't bog you down to the point where you think that you're not in the simulation, because there's all these other things that have already proven to you that you are in fact in the simulation. You just don't know all the details yet.
Well, yeah, and there's also the dome is another one of these things, like Hyperbolia. We have never found a dome. So we can't say there's a dome. We think there's an expanse and emptiness. I believe there's a type of helium and a type of water that's above us and below us, but that's a whole other topic. There is no ice wall. No. Yeah, I agree. Multi Tom Tom, you know it. There's chunks of ice, yeah, throughout the earth. Yeah, there's lots of ice. But there's no 1,000 ice wall of the mile.
They've got like 5 or 6 really nice pictures of ice walls. So we know that those probably exist. But they don't have 60,000 miles of footage of it. That's for sure.
Did you want to go to the Bermuda Troubles in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, let's do it. So we're going to jump into a section of Beyond Flat Earth that we don't usually do. This is pretty unique for us. We usually stick to facts and observable evidence that is undebunkable. But we're going to delve into some speculation and some sophisms and personal opinion, but we do it from the standpoint of there's a lot of evidence that puts this into a certain context that makes it seem very plausible. So we're going to take a stab at it and see how we do.
Totally.
So I keep tabs on a few sources. I keep my eye on Drudge Report. I keep it on Godlike Productions, and I keep it on YouTube. And what I have found is that those 3 things combined with each other, the channels that I'm subscribed to on YouTube, I feel like I'm getting like the most cutting edge what's being released right now. Do I expect it all to be true? Of course not. I expect most of it to be false. But that's what I'm going to sift through. And there's this big push right now where we've been keeping our eyes, tabs on the Revelation 12 sign, and 2017 being the year that we might see the return of Yahushua, the second coming. And so there's these headlines that have been popping up. I caught this in Godlike Productions, but it falls in conjunction with the Revelation 12 sign, where we're looking the end of the Feast of Tabernacles coincides with this asteroid 2012 TC4 that's going to supposedly pass really, really close to Earth. Make this a little bit larger. And so it's interesting to think about, especially being a flat earther. And, you know, there's the whole meteorites, asteroids, comets. What are these things? And then the name 2012 is a reminder of big doomsday movies. And so we're supposed to have this 2012 TC4 pass really close, October 11th through 12th, which lines up with the end of the Feast of Tabernacles. And we constantly have a hope, always, of a rapture. And we've been trying to figure it out. We've been doing our sleuth work, research. Of course, we don't have the knowledge that the Creator does. So we're just trying to piece it all together. And so if you look at some of the videos regarding this, the predicted path, its closest point, is right above Puerto Rico. So if this was wrong, if it was supposed to hit, or I mean, it's supposed to miss us, but if it was going to hit, the projected path would have it hitting right by Puerto Rico. And then we have, the hurricane that wiped out Puerto Rico. It's a totally debt-ridden place that doesn't seem like they want to give it the attention because it's debt-ridden. There's a video. Let's see. Let's go to this one. I'm going to play a clip of this.
Once this asteroid enters our skies, there will be no time to do anything. There will be nowhere to run. All we can do at that point is give ourselves to God, spiritually. If the Lord has not told anyone to get up and go before this happens, then don't move. Stay in your home. All we can do is prepare for what's coming. I am speaking to God's people, as He told me that on that night many Christians will die. The impact of the asteroid will be such that it will feel like a nuclear explosion.
Okay, of course, we don't believe in nukes, but, a lot of people do.
God's priority in giving this message of judgment is so that all His people will understand the urgency and content of His message. I say with all certainty that the 12 Richter scale quake will be Jehovah God of the universe Himself.
Okay, we don't believe that the name is Jehovah.
Executing this judgment in person, very similar to when God visited Abraham to warn him about his destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Okay, so this guy is scriptural.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I wanted to interject. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't believe in asteroids either. So this is either something sent by Yahweh. And remember, anywhere you hear someone referring to the word Lord, the Hebrew is Yahweh. But we don't believe that. So we believe that, should we take it there? Or you want me to wait?
Where?
You know that I'm saving much food.
Take it where?
Well, we can wait. Keep playing. Well, I'll bring it up later.
Well, there was as far as asteroids, there's no evidence of asteroids.
No.
But we are going to get into some video of what's called a meteorite. We don't know what it is.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I believe, sorry to cut you off, Jason.
Go ahead.
I believe that Puerto Rico has been loaded with dynamite. And they've emptied it out. And I think it's all man-made. So the hurricane was man-made, and now the destruction of Puerto Rico is going to be man-made as well.
Well, there's a possibility. We're totally going into speculation and sophisms, but I just want to show people the connections that we've been making and why we would say such a thing. I'm going to bring up Google Earth. So we have seen that in money, USA's currency, it shows like a tidal wave coming into New York, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
the guy behind Jonathan Kleck, YouTube, if you want to check it out, people.
Yeah. And then there's the 2012 movie that, of course, has iconic scenes of the tidal wave coming into New York. So at first, I was thinking to myself, well, with Puerto Rico, it's lined up here. If you sent some sort of a shock wave from Puerto Rico, that shock wave would create a tidal wave along the eastern coast. And then this one spot right here got Bermuda. This is British controlled. That this Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and Miami are what create the
Bermuda Triangle.
Okay. So those three spots. So these are all like British controlled, USA controlled, same thing. No real difference. You have the Bermuda Triangle right here, which is sort of a no-go zone, spooky place, right? But from these locations, you could send a shock wave. And then I want to go to over here is the Canary Islands. Go back to these tabs that I have. And so this is another headline right now, published October 11th. It says Brits on mega tsunami alert. Mega tsunami alert. Fears Spain volcano will blow after 40 earthquakes in 48 hours. So panic has erupted over fears a Canary Islands volcano could blow and send a monster tsunami cascading over Spain after 40 earthquakes struck in just 2 days. If we go back to Google Earth again, so you've got Puerto Rico, which has essentially been evacuated, right? You have Miami, Bermuda, making the Bermuda Triangle, and the Canary Islands, which all of a sudden they have massive tsunami fears because of all these earthquakes. Could it be feasible or possible that they would be planning something where they're going to trigger something that would send, you know, a tsunami, a super wave traveling across the Atlantic, and then hyper focus it with a blast from Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and Miami, and maybe create, you know, their 300-foot wave that would hit the East Coast and literally just obliterate it.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there 100%. Well, sorry. You know, my speculation is 100%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all we're doing right now is just speculating. So you have these totally untrustable, unreliable propaganda pieces. You know, this Express, I mean, take a look at their logo. I don't trust anything out of this, but breaking volcano on ring of fire erupts after hundreds of earthquakes. So it's being promoted. We keep tabs on what's popping, you know, in the mainstream media and what's considered to be the alt media, which is still the mainstream media, just at a deeper level of disguise. And then you've got things, you know, we're looking for the end of this world. We're seeing all the correlations of the scriptures, the way things are popping. And it's things that are fueling our trust in scripture, our belief, our faith.
Oil. We're filling our lamps with oil.
But we're seeing it based on evidence that all these things are aligning and popping and coming true. And so once again, picking up a headline from Godlike Productions, which of course is an unreliable source, but sometimes somebody out there posts something that's true, thinking that it might be, you know, a legit place to put your information. But so there was this thread, meteorite strikes, same place and time, fire start in California. And so he's got a link here to a YouTube video. And this is a YouTube video. And I just want to play a little bit of this. And, you know, check it out, people. What do you think's going on?
From the atmosphere, maybe in this area, who knows? But regardless, this thing is close to the ground. You can see it again right there. There's one tail. And there it goes behind a landmass. So this thing is low. This thing drops to the ground. Those are all the exact signs of a meteor. And I even cut this part of the video out and blew it up for you guys so we can really get a detail on this. Now check this out. Again, this is Kyle's video. There it is. There's one tail, two tail. You cannot tell me that is not a meteor. That is an absolute meteor, more than likely a meteorite that landed in the ground. And it goes behind a mountain or even some trees. That's how low it is.
So, you know, what's a meteor? Do you have any idea, brother?
No. What I do know is that the biblical prophecies have said that the stars will be cast down to the earth. A meteor is supposedly a giant piece of rock that burns in the atmosphere due to friction.
Yeah, so this was a good video. Not familiar with the channel at all. Into Thin Air. It's gotten about 5,500 views. And so he shows that the guy that recorded this, it's all very well documented. He went and immediately reported it on a website that tracks so-called meteor events. And there was a group of them that all happened right at the same time that the fires broke out in California.
Yes, that was where a fire did break out, correct. In Napa Valley, was it?
Yeah.
So it's incredible. It's incredible find, Jason.
So I don't know that, and there was a group of them that all happened right at the same time that the fires broke out.
Food, and I do not.
What's playing? I think it's that.
Oh, was it you? Was it me?
I'm not sure. So let's see. Last thing, I want to go through a couple comments and do a quick water level update. We were doing fantastic right up front and are about almost halfway funded. So I think we're right around the $2,300 mark. And so we have somebody that's contributed $1,000, which is amazing. And we, our last thing that we received was $100, and then it's tailed off. Haven't gotten anything since that, so we're gonna have to keep promoting. We're gonna get there. If anybody that's contributed to the water level experiment is getting itchy like this isn't going to happen, please contact me. Let me know. We can refund your money right now. The plan is to get this through to completion. If things have just really sputtered out and we can't get it fully funded, going through donations, the property that I'm at right now, once it's sold, I will finish out whatever is needed to finish out, and we'll do it. But if people are getting antsy and think that we can't get this through and they want their money back now, just let me know.
Yeah, we just had a comment, someone saying that the water level won't prove any. It's Tim Osmond on his multiple accounts. Listen, we are going to do the water level test, and it is going to prove that we are on a flat plane. You can't come here and go, you're an idiot. You got to actually have proof that I'm an idiot. Okay. We deal in facts and proofs, Tim. This doesn't work with us here.
So one of the things that I wanted to point out is what we've been getting is a lot of comments saying, we don't need no stinking proof. Okay. That's the gist of them. We know Earth is flat. We know water is level. We don't need any proof. I mean, what do you say to that, Ronnie?
I think these people are retarded. If you are a flat earther and you don't have a proof to go and tell a glober, listen, you need to check this sign. No, all of science will take notice of this when we're done this proof. This is the determining test. If I am with the 8 inches per squared per mile, a distance higher above Jason's mark, when we do it, we will know we are on a ball. If I am at the same level as the guy shooting with the Landsat, with the community, whatever it is he's going to use, the transit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're going to know if it's flat. It's going to completely prove it. And anyone else that we need proof. We need proof. We need concrete evidence to show people. We don't need. Okay.
This is what I want to really bring up is this S. Mitch right here. Bob. This is a guy that had contacted me via Zoom, and Stuart Mitchell, and we had talked via Zoom. This was in the same time that we were infiltrated by rosette, and dispart reality. And so he fell off. He didn't keep in contact for a while. And then when I started promoting the flat Earth water level test, he kept on saying it wouldn't prove anything the whole time.
Well, sorry, the chat's just making me angry. We are not measuring to the center of the Earth. Prometheus reclamation. If you do any research on what we are showing you, we are setting a ping. We're going to shoot a reference point, and we are going to measure with our water levels off of that. It has absolutely nothing to do except for how high that water level is above the ocean. That's it. Of that, not even the ocean, the reference point. It should be 8 inches square per mile.
But we're gonna do it right by the water where it's really easy to see that there is no curve.
That's right. We don't even need the water. What we're doing is we're building a 3-mile wall. Okay.
Yeah.
And it is not measuring. If we were measuring from the center of the Earth, Poindexter in the comments, then the top of the wall would be curved.
Well, we don't have to actually build the wall. We can just set the batter boards as far as where we would build the wall to. These are all just,
but still, like, that's how you're debunked. You guys are just measuring to the center of the Earth. That means that our batter boards would have a curve, and we're going to show that they're flat. We did a water test today. It was flat. It wasn't curved to the center of the Earth. You couldn't even find the center of an orange, let alone someone's trying to come here and tell me we got to measure to the center of the Earth. You can't even find the center of an apple. Go ahead.
The Stuart Mitchell just kept on telling me that the water level experiment wasn't going to prove anything. And then he went on to say that there was like nothing wrong with the AE map model. and I had talked to him already. I knew that he had already crossed that line where he knew it didn't work. And so I knew he had flip-flopped. I knew he was a shill troll. He was an infiltrator that had tried to get connected with us on Zoom. I mean, I snapped. I got a little triggered, and I came after him. So now he's trolling me with different accounts. You know, this Stuart Mitchell, this Bob. He's like banning comments now. Jason, love will set you free. You obviously don't want to be free. Just all this garbage. And so he sent me an email. And it goes like this. Hello, Jason. This last few months, you have really shown your true colors. You have turned me against you by doing exactly what you've asked of your subscribers. Don't ask for ideas and info if you don't really want it given. You have made an enemy of me. You are incapable of having a discussion or seeing reason, and I find you infuriating. Trolls are satanic creatures. Asking for folks to troll in your name is wrongful. You are no better than the channels you berate. Your channel has become a dictatorship with nobody now allowed a voice apart from those that toe the line of your doctrine. It amuses me that you and most of your subscribers, commenters don't even have a grasp of the English language. Quite frankly, I am surprised that Ronnie can even spell his own name. Enslaved by media is also a total retard with a mouth that needs washing out with industrial soap. It is comforting to know that I am vastly more intelligent than you. It is also great to know that your experiment will fail. Nobody will even bother mocking you this time, though, because you have alienated everyone that matters. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know all this via the wonders of email. Wonder how many others now aren't allowed a voice on your channel. When you called me a satanic shill, you opened up a huge can of worms, Jason. I am very good at getting inside people's heads. I'll be all over your subscribers' channels like a bad rash, warning them of the lies that you peddle. Take care. So, I just wanted to put that out there, everybody. These are the people that I deal with on a regular basis. And hopefully you're smart enough, you've been listening, you understand how to understand this, put this in the context. We're asking people to troll for truth. So we're not asking people to troll in my name. Don't troll in Awake Soul's name, Jason Laufenberg. Don't troll in Ronnie's name, Event Skeptic. We're asking you to troll for the truth, and then we tell people truths that we have found to be rock solid truths that nobody's been able to debunk.
We troll. We're not trolling as in an internet troll. We're fish trolling. We're trolling people with the truth. It's a total different concept. I don't know how people don't get that. Well, I know why this person doesn't get it. This person is obviously so far advanced that this person forgot how to understand information. It's too
so then he goes into ad hominem attacks. We don't have a grasp of the English language. That has to be a reference to us not using the name Jesus or Jehovah when we know that there was no J 500 years ago. He, says that you can't. He's surprised that you can spell your name. Enslaved by media is a total retard. So just nothing but ad hominems. Then he tries to stand over me by saying it is comforting to know that I am vastly more intelligent than you. He knows that the experiment will fail when anybody that has any common sense knows that it can't. And then he admits that he is going to troll anybody that follows us. And he says he's really good at getting inside people's heads. So this guy is a totally satanic nutcase that, pretended to be somebody looking for the truth just to be an infiltrator.
Well, I can witness to it that he was absolutely spamming your channel, and it was like, holy, this guy's gone full crazy. And it totally makes sense. I mean, to see this type of an email follow that, it's sad, right? So I'm truly disappointed that we have to deal with people like this. And if Tim Osmond's out there, if he was a real troll for the truth, he would be spreading the truth. The water level test is gonna be conclusive, right?
Yeah, it's rock solid. In fact, we didn't get a chance to get into that footage that we took today, but we're building a porch and we use a water level to set all the beams. We have the footage, so maybe we'll get that stuff set up and put it into our next hangout.
The next hangout is going to be the great day of Hoshana, which is, in my opinion, Hawashai. So the great day of Hawashai, which is the 8th day of Tabernacles, which is going to be on Sunday.
Right when the meteor is supposedly supposed to just miss us. Not meteor, but asteroid.
Asteroid, yeah. We have to make that correct. Thank you to all the supporters and everyone that has donated. I know to hear you say that you'll foot the bill, Jason. I think that's wonderful. I wanted it to be a community. So everybody said that they could have a part in this. That's why I tried to share it with the entire Flat Earth community, and not a one person responded. And that is why I made videos about 50 people in the Flat Earth. If you don't realize that, you need to understand the only reason I made those videos was because nobody wanted to support this and we were going to give each person their piece of hose if they could donate one. We only needed, what was it, 75 hoses or 102?
106 total, but we might be able to use different type of pipe.
Yeah, and that was what my goal was, is to have everybody say they have a piece of the proof of the flat earth. So yeah, make sure. I saw someone else asking for you about Skype, Jason. We use Zoom. So on Zoom, it is I am awake eeple, AWAKEEPLE @gmail.com. And Jason, you want to give yours out?
Jason Laufenberg, which is JASONLAUFENBERG @mac.com. So that's my contact email. Zoom is something that's free to sign up at. You just create your account, and then to contact somebody, use the email I just said. I'll get it. I'll accept you, and then we can message each other. We can video chat with each other. We can screen share information that we have with each other. We can send files to and from. each other. It's
We
the
don't
platform. It's the platform that we're using.
Skype is like, it should be called Azazype. It's bad. It's bad news. It's heavily monitored. Everything's monitored. The Shills put out videos after we talk about it. You know, we know what's going on. Is there anything you wanted to add before I go into the outro?
Yeah, let's play this out, brother.
Thank
you, everyone.
Yeah. You know where you only get to hear this where, Jason?
Beyond Flat Earth.
And that's it. I'm gonna mute and play us out. And make sure you all join us 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon, right?
Yep.
Only Beyond Flat Earth.
can. Just to kill you look so right. My size, and they might be just my size, and they might be just. Cell phones, let's open them up. Now I'm afraid of open water, but I often bathe in sin. Let's be honest, you know you shouldn't bother, 'cause with me just to kill you looks so right. I'm drunk with lust tonight. Your rooms are opening wide, and they might be just. There was always a warmth between us. There was always a warmth between us. Okay, here we go, as loud as you can. Just to kill you looks so right.